So I'm going to start today with an incline pullover. Kind of, I think I was a little too hopeful, too optimistic about what all I could do. So I'm kind of changing up how I do things, basically getting the same things in, taking out just a little bit, getting it in 4 days. Because definitely with the calorie deficit with the diet, probably can't do all that or not well. So I'm going to do 2 sets of this and then 2 other exercises, 1 set each for lats, then two sets of the Yates row for mid back, and then 1 set of dumbbell rows. So this will definitely get some of the stretch position for me. I like kind of doing it first as a pre-exhaust, and then I'll do pull-ups next. I'm a little close actually. I need to pull this out some. All right, let's get back in position. All right, time to rest. Time for set number 2. Oh, that's it. Died after that first set. I did several more reps on the first set versus last week. I don't know why that happened. So I'm going to do pull-ups next. Got the Versa grips on. Doing some grip training, grip strength work. So I don't need this for grip strength. So these will help take grip out a little bit. Alright. Was hoping for 6. Got 5. This definitely works that mid-range position. Filled my lats after that first. I think what I learned today is after that first set, I'm probably going to do a back off set for the second one. So decrease the weight 10% or so. Last exercise for lats is going to be the kind of lat prayer or cable straight arm pull down. I tend to like the V bar. For some reason it feels good, but this works more in that contracted position. All right, that's it. So we're gonna do the Dorian Yates, his version of the rows next. All right, I'm pleased with that. 6 reps, 240 pounds. Like I said, I learned my lesson on the pullovers earlier. So I'm going to decrease the weight and then do the second set after I rest. All right, I got the weight changed. So 215, that's about 10%. Yeah, so 25 pounds. Technically 24 is 10, but close enough. All right, second set. Now let me bring hands in just a little. All right, got 7. I'm really trying to squeeze shoulder blades together to work that mid back with this. This is kind of a mid-range compound movement for mid back. Definitely get some lats and then some biceps too and shoulders, rear delt. All right, dumbbell rows are next. This will be for the stretch and kind of the contracted position for mid back. So getting a good stretch. Really squeezing shoulder blade. All right, other side. That's all for back. All right, I'm gonna superset some wrist curls with some shoulder work. So I'm gonna work some forearms, so at the front and back side or dorsal palmar side. So we'll start with wrist flexion. All right, let me move the camera to do the incline side raise. But I like doing these. I get inconsistent. I won't do wrist curls and different things for a while, but kind of have long wrists for some reason. There's a big space between my hand and where radius and ulna start. So different things, pronation, supination, those things tend to help my wrists. I don't really have big issues with them by any means, but it felt good doing that. All right, doing a little bit higher incline for the lateral this time. Try it out, see how it feels. If I like the other way better, I'll do it, but I like varying the angles just from time to time. I think I like the higher a little bit better. All right, let me turn around, do the other side. Oh, too close. keeping the weight the same for these wrist curls and for the side raise, incline side raise. All right. I got 2 reps less, but that's all right. Part of it, I'm not doing anything else for that part of the forearm. I've already done the grip strength work before climbing. So, and plus I got a little more reps to lose on these. If I'd only gotten 6 reps, I definitely would have decreased the weight. Plus with these, it's hard to go down just 10. I don't have 3 pounds or 4 pounds. And 5 sometimes, instead of being 10%, we're getting, close to 20. So we'll see how things go. May get to the point where I just have to do that, and that's just going to be the way it is. But right now, that worked for the wrist curls. I went ahead and moved the bench to make sure I don't hit the wall this time. Seem to recover a little quicker with these smaller muscle groups, so I'm not losing as much as I would, like training back. Alright, so next up is reverse wrist curls to get that dorsal aspect of the forearm. That definitely gets tired quick. Doesn't take much weight. Went up 5 pounds because it's the only jump I had. Probably lost like 4 reps. All right. Next up will be a side raise. So the incline side raise got more of the stretch position for that side delt. Now this will get that contracted position right there. Let me grab the dumbbells and turn the camera. All right, I'm going to do these facing this way. I've got a mirror where I can kind of see how high I'm getting. That's just easier than trying to look at the camera and do it. All right, that's it for delts. Well, I've got to do rear delt, but it for side. Last set of wrist curls, or reverse wrist curls. All right, so compound mid-range for delts with all the back work, and I'll do legs and chest tomorrow, so that'll be more compound for delts. That's why I didn't add in another movement there. Definitely feel unstable on this bench. Trying to keep that leg straight to balance. All right, so just one exercise, more stretch position for rear delt. All the back work got rear delts as well. I don't feel like I need more. Now I'll superset some biceps and triceps. So start with an incline curl, get the stretch position for bis. All right, moving on to triceps. Here's a type of overhead extension to get the stretch position for the triceps. Nope, it's not going. I thought I was gonna get that last one. Nothing. My triceps just go. I mean, that 7th rep was hard, but I didn't feel like it was that hard, but nothing on the 8th. Last up for biceps is the concentration curl. I prefer to do it the old school way, like Arnold, with arm just hanging down rather than against the shin or thigh or anything like that, the knee. So this is what it looks like. All right, so that gets the contracted position. Back took care of the compound part for biceps. Incline curls took care of the stretch position. Now I just gotta do contracted position for triceps and we're done. Let me get that set up. Okay, so for last one for triceps, last exercise, I'm gonna do a kickback. I don't feel like I quite get that template up. I'll have to look at the video, but definitely feel it right there. That's what I'm going for. It's what works. All right, guys, that's it. Try to catch my breath a little bit. Apparently I didn't get it so much, but you know, that's what this workout is for now. Again, trying to kind of follow the old school Ironman positions of flexion. So working a mid-range movement, one that compound basically gets other muscles involved, then a stretch position, contracted position, just to get different angles, you know, for the muscle, different muscle fibers, trying to work it completely. That's what they termed it, positions of flexion, but I can't remember now. But I mean, like several of the workouts they came up with for different body parts, you know, other bodybuilders have done for years. You know, Lee Haney was doing the same thing. So I mean, it's not something new by any means. I don't think there is anything new when it comes to weightlifting and stuff like that. Stuff has been done, sometimes been forgotten about and comes back again, but it's all been done before. So anyway, that's today. Like I said, I may end up having to change this workout some. Today was after a couple weeks of eating a little bit more than normal. So now as I go back cutting the calories, I may not have the energy to do this workout in full. So what I may end up doing is cutting down to one set on the ones where I did, you know, 2 sets. Hopefully that'll be enough. If it's not, I'll make whatever changes I need to. But just got to be smart, listen to my body, and go from there. Felt really good today, especially after having more food. So, plus that this workout would be a little bit longer than what tomorrow is, and then the same for later in the week. But kind of like having that hard workout first after a day of rest or a couple days of rest, and having one that's not quite as much volume, but having a rest day after that for sure. That comes in handy. And you know, for the second set, I'll have like two days of break in between before climbing and lifting, you know, performing this workout. So anyway, that's the plan. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.